What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Office Space, written and directed by Mike Judge. Office Space is pretty much Mike Judge's satirical commentary on the everyday work life of an office worker. Okay, that's Office Space. Let's talk about it. Overall, I really liked Office Space. I thought this was a really funny movie. Now, this isn't the greatest comedy I've ever seen in my life. This ain't even the funniest movie I've ever seen. But this is a movie that I can say that I thoroughly enjoyed. And when you actually watch this movie from a blue-collar perspective of a guy, of a worker who works a mundane 9-to-5 job and it just feels so unfulfilled, Office Space is how can I put this? This movie feels more like a documentary on real life than it does an actual movie. Pretty much, the character of Peter, played by Ron Livingston, he's in this perpetual cycle of doing a 9-to-5 job that he hates. He hates his job. He hates his boss. He feels so unfulfilled. Then one day he goes to a counseling class. The counselor has a heart attack, and this opens up an epiphany in his head where he decides to say, "Screw it! I'm going to decide to live my life." He gets a hot girlfriend in Jennifer Aniston, and he and his two friends try to steal money from the corporation called Intech that they all dislike. So, yeah, the movie it's actually pretty funny. It's filled with really good performances. The character of Peter, played by Ron Livingston, I thought Livingston did a really decent job as the character of Peter. I think, to me, there are certain moments where I think his acting could be a little bit flat in a lot of areas, and I really don't think he and Aniston have all that great on-screen chemistry with one another. Though I do think Ron Livingston as a whole put on a very solid and decent performance, and I am not the world's biggest Jennifer Aniston fan. I thought she was okay as the character of Joanna as well. The two actors who played Peter's friends, Samir and Michael Bolton, I thought they were funny in their roles as well. I actually really liked the chemistry between Peter, Samir, and Michael. I thought the three of them, when they worked really well off one another, that chemistry gelled as these three guys who are just stuck in who are stuck in a job that they don't like and they don't care for. I thought the three of them played their roles really well. Dietrich Bader played a character called Lawrence, who's another one of Peter's friends, who's also a next door neighbor. I thought Bader and Livingston, they also had some untapped chemistry in this movie. I don't think the character of Lawrence gets enough screen time in this movie, because I actually thought Dietrich Bader as the character of Lawrence was actually pretty funny. I like how he plays him like this rugged redneck type of guy. Like, well, you know, kind of sounds like Sam Elliott in a way. I would have liked to see more of Bader in this movie, because I really liked the character of Lawrence. I thought he was underutilized. A character I did like is the character of Milton, played by Stephen Root, who was like this neurotic, squirrely, mumbling type of guy. And I thought Stephen Root, in the scenes that he did, he was absolutely hilarious as the character of Milton. Gary Cole plays Bill Lombard, the boss of Intech, and Gary Cole fit this role like an absolute glove. He is great at just playing this soulless, just boss who you want to punch in the face. The mannerisms, the acting, fantastic on behalf of Gary Cole. He pretty much took a minor character like this and he made him memorable just by giving him the personality that he has in this movie. Cannot speak any highly of Gary Cole as the character of Bill Limbaugh. I enjoyed his performance. I like that stuff a lot. From an overall writing standpoint, I thought Mike Judge did an actual good job at just chronicling the life of a 9-to-5 worker who is just fed up with his station in life. This Office Space is pretty much the movie that shows us what happens when Generation X gets out of their 20s and goes into their 30s. You know, the disenfranchisedness of their lives gets even more disenfranchised when they settle in for office jobs that pretty much just sucks the soul and life out of them, until one day they have an epiphany to just say, "Screw it, I'm just going to live my life the way I want to live it and not be forced to the constraints of an office job like this that goes absolutely nowhere, to the point where people want me to work on weekends when I don't want to work on the weekends." That's pretty much Office Space in a nutshell. I mean, in terms of plot, there's not really much of a plot to this movie. It's just like a day in the life of type of thing, with the plot not coming in until like about, I don't know, 45 minutes into the movie. In a 90-minute movie, the plot comes in about 50 minutes in when the movie's getting close to an end. That's where they decide to want to embezzle money out of Intech. So, yeah, if anything, this movie is basically just a character study, and I thought Mike Judge, from a satirical standpoint, did an absolutely good job with it. So yeah, those are just my quick thoughts on Office Space. At the end of the day, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I like this movie. I enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe. And I will check you back next time for more.